There, guys. So this morning I had come to actually do another video, which I'm going to do, but I saw this and I really wanted to talk about it and why it's happening. Hopefully, I want the. Well, I'm not trying to make the video very long, but it's a read. So I'll be reading. I don't know if I'm gonna read all of it, but I will definitely be reading so that we can get an understanding of what all's going on, in my opinion, on what I think is going on. So I'm going to go ahead and start right now. It's talking about it's talking about squatters, and this is in Atlanta, but we know that this happens all around America. All around America. And it says squatters take over 1,200 homes in Atlanta, open illegal strip clubs, and terrorize neighbors. Is this even America? So it says squatters are ruining entire neighborhoods in Atlanta, and police response to eviction is so slow. Some homeowners have resorted to paying nuisances to leave. Brazen squatters even opened an illegal strip club on a property they had taken over. One of the 1,200 homes which has been squatted in the city, according to the National Rental Home Council Trade Group. I'm going to keep on going. Recently, one of his employees, I'm sorry, I skipped. I shouldn't have. I'd be terrified in Atlanta to lease out one of my properties. Matt Ubansky, who manages a local home cleaning company, told Bloomberg. Ubansky's company cleans out homes for corporate landlords and in some cases has to remove squatters and possessions. Recently, one of his employees was shot after attempting to remove intruders from a property. Someone else said that there had been incidents of unlawful occupants banishing weapons and threatening neighbors, which affects the safety of the neighborhood and other residents, according to Bloomberg. Evicting squatters in Atlanta is tough. And let me just throw in around many cities in America, involving negotiating court backlogs and strained police resources. Meanwhile, online listings and virtual real estate agents make it easy for squatters to identify vacant properties to break into. Wow. Let me go ahead and read this. In Atlanta, in October, an Atlanta neighborhood found itself at the center of a scandal involving squatters who transformed a home into an illegal strip club, complete with weekend parties and even live horses on the property. The drama unfolded in the South Fulton area where 4 individuals, and they gave their names, took up residence without permission. Little did the neighbors know that the 4,000 square foot 5-bedroom home with 3 bathrooms would become a den of illicit activity. The squatters ran the clandestine strip club, held noisy parties, and even organized car races in the street, ruining the neighborhood for others, including the local reports. That's crazy. It's like they literally brought attention to themselves. And I'm not condoning squatting at all, but I'm like, damn, if you're going to do it, keep a low profile. Y'all got horses, y'all doing drag race like in the neighbor. Come on. That literally to me shows I don't give a damn attitude and I can do what I want. Like, that's crazy to me. Eventually, a SWAT team had to clear out the house and recover 2 stolen cars, a stolen weapon, and stolen credit cards from the property, according to the local report. The neighborhood told the Post they are afraid to even go on vacation because if squatters find out their home is vacant, they just They just move right in. Is this even America anymore? We are homeowners and we can't do anything about trespassers. The neighborhood said the neighbor said in frustration. And it goes on a little bit more, kind of talking about individual situations. This one is a lady. She is actually she's in military, and she was gone, of course, on her duties. And somebody moved into her home, and it says she returned to her property to find a squatter living in her sprawling $500,000 residence while she was away on active duty. She told the news station she came home to find a man by the name, it don't matter his name, living in her home. When she reported the unwanted man in her home to cops, they initially told her their hands were tied because it was a civil matter. Serving him eviction papers also didn't help. After an obscure law was used to finally get the cops involved, cops found guns and drugs at the home. To find out that this person moved into my home right away, right after I'd done renovating, it was very aggravating and I was very angry. So that's the end of that. But here's what I want to say. There's so many things that have changed here in America. I mean, it literally, truly is like a different place. That's why it says, is this even America anymore? A lot of laws and things, and here's the thing, there's a lot of stuff that regular, everyday people, regular us, don't even know because they're going behind our backs and changing laws. And, so you think that you're under some type of protection or this is the way that this law has always been. You come to find out when you go to, involve the police or get something done legally, that law ain't even on the books no more. Like, that stuff changed 3-4 years ago. And I want to throw out, even though that wasn't really the intent, I want to throw out an example of that. Now, the example is, I remember when I was having a lot of trouble with my daughter, with going to school and truancy and things like this. I did everything. Y'all. I'm not even finna get into it because one of the reasons I don't like to bring it up, except to people that I'm like trying to help, or another mom that I'm trying to give some experience to from my experience, is that the public and just people online, just people in general, their go-to with anything parenting or anything children, blame the parents, blame the mom. Oh, what were the parents doing? Where were the parents at? Knowing good and well that if a child don't want to do something, especially when they get to be teenagers, you can't make them do nothing. Like, you really, really can't. It's not the fact that the parent is not parenting, that the child is doing whatever they're doing. And that is kind of the consensus of online, of just on regular people, especially people who don't have children. They love to blame parents when they don't even know, like they don't have children. But my thing is, do you even have to have children to know and see how teenagers behave and what the things that they do? The peer pressure, the going along with their friends, and kids get to a certain age where it don't even really matter anymore what the parents or whatever say. They're going to do what their peers are doing. There were things that I was, very adamant with my daughter on, and I would take things from her. I would stop things, cut off phones. Like, I would do all kinds of stuff to try to get her to comply. But she would find a way around it. She would just go and use her friend's phone at school. And, I mean, some kind of way this girl kept a phone. I don't care if I took her phone, if I, she on punishment for it, no matter what I did, she would still go to school or go hang out with her friends, and they would give her phones. Like it's crazy. I don't know if they were stolen, like, I don't know, but it was a bad crowd that she was hanging around anyway. But I'm using that example with this, just to say that people have a lot of, I'm going to say a lot of old, outdated also type of mindset about things that it's just really not true. Things have changed. So the reason that I was bringing that up, I was about to lose my point. The reason that I was bringing that up is because when I was trying, because I had to in some situations get the law involved, because she was doing things that was causing her to be on the law's radar. Not even necessarily her. It was the people she was hanging around and the dumb stuff that they were doing, but she was there. So it trickled down to where I'm having to go to court and all kinds of stuff. And so first of all, I'm in a different state from where I grew up and where I raised my son at. But the things that I was used to, I was talking about truancy and trying to get something done through like the school board with truancy. Like, some of y'all can do. First of all, my children are 15 years apart, so that's almost like two different generations. So the things, but I didn't have that kind of trouble with my son, so I didn't need that when I was in another state. But I had to learn the hard way that stuff is not even in place. I had to find out that there are no truancy officers. That's what I literally, after seeking help and trying to go through avenues that I knew and that I remember, because when I was growing up in Texas, like, Texas didn't play. Like, you not finna, there were truant officers in my time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there are none today. I found out the hard way that a lot of things have changed. Stuff have not even been on the books in years. And so it made it harder for me to actually do stuff, because I didn't have those things and resources that I thought were in place to help me, to help her. Now, I bring that up because it's the same thing with these housing laws. So many things, when I was growing up, back in the day, a lot of times you had private landlords. You had, I don't know if you kind of want to say mom and pop landlords, where people were personally, they had properties that they were selling out, or they were doing their home out or whatever. That's really, really hard to find now. And it's for different reasons. It's for a lot of different reasons. So I'm not even bashing people for not doing that. The problem, though, is these corporate landlords. Man, it's hard. It's hard in so many ways, because one of the things that many of them do is they go and buy out just a bunch of homes, which technically, and not even technically, literally makes it very hard for regular people to just go buy a home, because these corporations and banks and so forth, they got the money, so they go buy up whole neighborhoods and stuff of homes, and many of them are out of state. Many of them are even out of the country. Like, they literally just are there to collect rent. It's hard for you to get things fixed, get things done. It's hard for you many times even get in contact with them. And so what they do is they'll have like a rental company or whatever locally, maybe, that does all their stuff for them. So when it comes to, and that's only some of them that do that. But when it comes to squatters and people taking over your home, like, it's just like the thing said. Like, you literally now, the laws are that you have to evict them. And sometimes the eviction process is backlogged. It is, they're changing the laws all the time. And for whatever reason, it's almost like squatters have rights. Matter of fact, I think there is a such thing called squatters' rights. And that is the craziest thing to me, that you can own a home, or, I'm saying own very, very loosely, because we know here in America, usually it's the bank that still owns that home. Even you think you got it, you think it's yours, many times it's not. The bank and these corporations and stuff still own your home. But anyway, and they've made it that you literally have to go to court, spend money, all this stuff to get people who shouldn't even be in your home out of your home. Like, it's the craziest thing. And then even with that, they have this thing where, even if you're in an apartment and you allow someone to come into, you have, even sometimes after a day, after 24 hours, after they leave their toothbrush, they leave, I don't know, any kind of property in your home, they literally can assume residence almost, and you have to kick them out, which is crazy as hell to me, because in apartments, so many times they're able to just give you a 3, 5, 10 day whatever notice, and you got to get the hell up out of there, and they're gonna throw your stuff outside. So I don't understand how, just for example, me, if I let someone come stay with me and they literally leave something in my house, if I throw that stuff away, I can get sued by that person. The laws are ridiculous. They literally can assume the rights of being in your home and stay there. And I'm not even really talking about a squatter at this point. I'm just talking about some of the laws that maybe some of us do not realize have changed. You got to evict these people. You literally have to evict these people. And it's crazy to me because, like I'm saying, I don't understand how that works. If some of you do, please let me know in the comments. I don't understand how that would work in an apartment where you would have to evict this person, but yet if you don't pay your rent, everybody getting kicked out. Like, I don't understand that. But if I continue to pay my rent and this person is in my house and I want them to leave, I can call the cop, I can do all of this stuff. It's a civil matter, and I have to literally evict them. They're not even on the lease. Like, it's crazy. Now, in the instance of squatters, though, it's just behooving to me. It's fearful. It is very, very frightening at this point that that's the stuff that you have to go through, that if you leave your house for vacation, for whatever. And like the article was saying, these people look on these Craigslist and these realtor lists and so forth, and they know and see these empty homes, and they just go move in. They literally just go move in. And it's the craziest thing to me, because when the homeowner many times finally finds out, like I say, they got to go through a process to get these people out of their home and their property. And now, as the article was saying, these people are brandishing weapons. These people are threatening the neighbors. These people, like I said, when these people came to clean out that home, they had people living there, and one of the people got shot trying to enforce, I guess, the law. So it's just really crazy. I think a lot of the personal touch, sadly, is now gone, with not having local landlords and not having almost quote unquote mom and pop type homeowners or people, landlords is the word I'm looking for, because when they're out of state, when they're out of the country, when they're away, they're not taking care of those properties. They're not concerned about the people. They just have bought properties. Now, the last thing I'm going to say before I make this video too long, do y'all remember, and I even did a video about it, these people was that Atlanta? I can't remember where that was, but where the people had been boarded up in their homes. It was kind of like a Section. It wasn't really a Section 8 property, but a lot of the people living there were on Section 8. They were old, they were disabled, and so forth. Their property was literally unlivable. These were an apartment complex, and nothing was being done. Citations were being given by the city and everything. These people were made to move out, or were supposed to move out. Landlords never said anything. Now, the landlords knew. So they knew the city was going to come and literally condemn these apartments, but they never told the people in the apartments. I think they gave those people maybe 2-3 weeks or something like that to get up, get out, find whatever. They had known for months, at least 5 months, if I have the story correct. Now, one of the huge reasons why that happened is because the owners were out of state, and they could have been out of the country. I don't really remember if they were out of the state or out of the country, but and at the time that story had broke, they hadn't even gotten in touch with the owners. Like, these people were just almost like ghost landlords. You know what I'm saying? Can't get in touch with them. Don't know where they at. You giving them citations and stuff. And do you really think they care? You really think they care about? They don't care about them people. Them people probably own 15, 20 other properties in that same area. It's really, really hard. Very, very hard. Now that corporations, and I'm going to say ghost corporations, that's my own word that I'm using, but it fits. Ghost landlords, ghost corporations who are owning these homes and buying up these properties. It is so very hard. My friend, she had a very, very nice home. She's since moved, but she has now a nice home. I don't know who her landlords and all that are. Right now, she hasn't had any problems with it yet. But this friend of mine, the previous home that she was in, she had so many problems. She had so many repair issues. She had so much stuff going on with her rent and stuff like that. And the funny part about it is that it was as well owned by one of these ghost corporations. A lot of the homes in her neighborhood, matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, it was really the people who owned that whole rental property thing who was renting out those homes. It was hard for her to get in touch with people. It was hard for her to get repairs. They literally were trying to tell her that she needed to pay for the repairs or whatever, and they would reimburse her or whatever. That's even if they acknowledged it. And upon doing that, they were putting all type of restrictions on it. Well, you can do this, but if this happens, then we're not going to pay for this. We're only going to pay for that. We're only going to pay up to that. So it's like all kind of stipulations and everything on it. And her situation was, who do I fight? Who do I talk to? Who do I go to when I can't even get to the right people that own the property? You know, I mean, she was having problem after problem after problem. So finally she moved, and she was going through that for a minute. Finally she moved, she got a new place, and these people are still trying to sue her for stuff. Damages and whatever they were considering damages, but these were things that she had already been complaining about, but they're trying to say that they're now damages and she's liable for them. And this is why I kept telling her, like, you need to save everything. You need to save every email that you sent to these people, every work order everything that you said was going on in your home, that they're trying to say that now it's damages. It's crazy how homeowners, American citizens, and all this is being treated. And it's no wonder why criminals just say, F it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna move into this house. I'm gonna get up and have this, because they're gonna have to evict me. It's gonna take months or whatever. And it's a whole complete, almost like a farce. Because legitimate people, legitimate taxpayers, legitimate people who are trying to do the right thing are the ones who are being stuck, while criminals and squatters and whoever else can just get up and go and break in and do stuff, and they're not worried about getting caught. They're not worried about having to pay this. They're not worried about damages and everything. It's regular people who we're worried about our credit score. We're worried about eviction notices and things like that, because it goes on your record. But like I say, criminals are just breaking in and doing whatever they want, and what kind of consequences are they getting? I don't know what happens to squatters. Like, do they just go free? Do they just get up and move out? Because if that's the case, shit, maybe all of us can get up and go find us a nice home to go live in, and then when the popo come or when whoever come, we can just get up and move out. They not worrying about credit. They not worrying about any kind of legal action or whatever. It's almost like an incentive, almost like, shit, you might as well go find a house. And I'm not condoning that. I'm not telling people to do that. I'm not saying that that's right and that's what you need to do, but it's almost like the only people who are getting punished are actual, real, true homeowners and citizens and taxpayers. They get the brunt of this. So I'm hoping that you guys understand. Once again, just to reiterate, the reason it may sound confusing, but I threw in that stuff about my daughter and her school stuff only to bring about the fact of showing that laws have changed. Stuff that I thought you could still go and rely on, and I'm pretty sure people who are homeowners and things like that, things that they feel they can rely on, you can just go to the police and you could just get this stuff. It ain't the same no more. It's not the same anymore. And laws and things like this are being swept out from under people, where it's always been this way and you could always have this protection or you could do that. It's not the same anymore. It's not the same anymore. So before you go and even get a home, buy a home, you need to learn about these, squatters' rights and things like that are happening, that you may find out later that you may have to pay for. And it's crazy and it's insane. That's why a lot of times, honestly and truly, I would much rather just get a apartment, condo, townhome. Like, I would just rather do that, because it's a lot harder for them to come and break in and things like that, of things like apartments, townhome, things like that, because it seems like they got the homeowners and landlords and stuff of private town, not necessarily a private town, but like the complexes is what I'm trying to say. They seem to be able to get rid of you easier, and squatters and stuff don't even really come and break into apartments and things like that like they do homes. That's what I'm trying to say. I would love a home. I would absolutely love a home. But when I get down to really looking at it and really truly consider it, it's things like this that scare me. So, if you guys have anything to contribute, hope I didn't confuse you guys, but if you guys have anything to contribute, let me know. Let me know about the laws in your state. Do you know anything about squatters and squatters' rights and things like this? Let's chime in together and talk about it. You guys hit the subscribe button, hit all notifications. like the video and subscribe to my channel, please. I'm so thankful for you who do that. I really appreciate you for being here with me. You guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and until the next video, I'll see you next time.